Man, yeah, I had a lot of female just exchanges and girl, we can't be friends. Yeah.
But do you have situations where it's like, I'm just not your friend no more? Or do you just have like, it just kind of falls off and that's okay?
I have some that has just fallen off and it's just like, oh, I haven't realized I haven't talked to you. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, what happened?
Yeah.
And if they give me like a BS excuse and it's just like, well, I don't really see a purpose in my life of us like keeping this up. Like, what is your mission? And there's one that's happened lately within like year and a half, where I said, yeah, I don't see us working out too well because you are still doing the same crap as 10 years ago.
Yeah. It
So
definitely.
it's just time to dead this girl. Like this ain't going nowhere. Your values is not aligned with mine, and I'm not trying to get tied up in your nonsense. So I'll love you from afar. I wish you well, but it's time to go.
Yeah. I understand that. I definitely.
What about you?
For me, I've only had one conversation for a friendship breakup.
Hmm.
And that's the same one with this girl that I was just talking about, with the homecoming and the probate. But that was my homie. Like I loved that girl so much. And that conversation hurt me. I haven't been in very many romantic relationships, right? But I
Hmm.
will say that friendship breakup hurt me more than any romantic relationship that has ended for me.
I feel like no one really talks about that. Like everyone is so gun ho on romantic relationships or family relationships, and not really talk about like friendship breakups because those are like real hurtful things. Like you're not supposed to have an emotional attachment to it, but us as women, we do. And I feel like some men do too, but like I feel like that's a real thing. And it's a thing that we have to adjust, but no one really like talks about. I think I like Googled books on like friendships, and it's not as much as dating. I saw more dating, relationship, marriage, how to be a wife. I saw more of that than friendship, how to be a good friend or how to communicate having difficult conversations and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I never went like book seeking on it, but I will say from whatever comes up on my Amazon, they be
Mhm.
filtering stuff to you and like my audiobook stuff like that. I have not come across. I actually don't think I've ever come across a book on female friendships.
Right. That's what I'm just saying.
I,
Like I
I read a lot of books on relationship dynamics. I don't think I've ever come across one on female friendships. So that's a good point. Very good point. But
yeah.
oh, that friendship hurt me to this day. Like my line sister, she'll call me. She'll be like, "Oh, so and so," and I'm like, "Okay, good for her." And she's not doing it in a malicious way. She's
Hmm.
just like, because she knows my heart. She knows that low key, even though I ended that friendship because I knew it was best for me to end that
Hmm.
friendship, I still care about her. Like I still
Right.
care about her. I still want her to do well, but I know that us as like in union as friends,
Hmm.
it wasn't healthy for me, and
Right.
I was too healthy for her. So because
It's an unbalance. It was an unbalanced friendship.
you can't have a friend who you are their number one supporter, but they're your number one hater. That's not gonna work.
I
So
call those cheerleaders with dirty pom poms.
okay,
Those
so she had real muddy pom poms, is what what I'm saying there.
that's what I call them. Cheerleaders with dirty pom poms.
Yeah, and that it to this day, I mean, it was like 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago now. Wow, 3 years ago now since
Mm.
that friendship ended. And to this day, I'm like, man, sometimes I think about her, sometimes I get teary eyed because we shared a lot of moments. And to your point, too, like friendships are a very emotional relationship. Like, I feel like they're supposed to be. I don't have my friends to to not experience things with me. Like if I'm creating memories and bonds with these people, it should be considered emotional. Like why not?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Us women were able to talk about things and be on the same playing field versus, your male, your partner. You
Mhm.
guys are partners, but like he will never understand the lifestyle of a woman. He can never identify as like a woman as far as like the functionalities internally. So I feel like, yeah, having a female friendship is like a part of like your identity because you guys are like camaraderie
Yeah.
as far as like womanhood.
And for me, when I get back home, I don't I keep getting these flash. I'm sorry. I'm like, I feel it right in my eye. Okay. But anyway, when I first moved back home from undergrad, I'm back now at like home. So I didn't keep in touch with many of my high school friends because I don't wouldn't even call them that. Like there were people that I needed them for a time, they needed me for a time is more of what I how I see them.
Mhm.
So when I came home, I was very home. Like my brother, he's living in New York City. He's like grown, doing his thing. I'm
Mhm.
back home. I'm with my parents. We got our dog Sinbad when RIP. Like he was here. Like that was my buddy. That was it. Because
Mhm.
I didn't have any friends. So in that moment I was very, very lonely. And that was for me mentally and emotionally, it was very tough because I can only but call my friends so many times that are
Right.
the distance for it doesn't feel the same. So it's I feel like it's a necessity. I don't think people can I feel like friendship is a necessity
Yes.
for your mental health and for your emotional health. In my opinion, friendship is a necessity.
Yeah, it's socialization within the woman, little atmosphere.
You know what's funny about that is I just read that the one common theme across all like penal systems in every single country is
Hmm.
the most severe punishment is solitary confinement because being so alone is so detrimental to
Hmm.
the heart. And I'm like, as I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, I'm literally saying the same thing just in a different way. Like,
Yeah, socialization is a need for
yeah,
us humans.